I have gathered everyone here today to make an important announcement. Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact, planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber.
Rebuild the Jade Chamber? That's a huge project.
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building materials has gone up so much lately.
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people contact. Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to entrust to you here today. The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials have been assembled. They are as follows: Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with Plostrite, but I've...
Only sufficiently large pieces of Plostrite, or specifically, Vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This stone is what allows the Jade Chamber to float. Wonder Cores, meanwhile, are the central components of the mechanical structure of the Jade Chamber. Adepti Sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti art. Although these three items are rare, I trust that with your connections, and I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything. I will pay a generous price for the materials that you find, and you may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer.
These things won't be easy to get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information...
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priceless. Whoever gets to it first takes... Haha, what a coincidence! I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some Plostrite just the other day. So excuse me all, but, I have some business to do.
No. We better move quickly, or this opportunity will be snatched away from us.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a huge deal! Let's get involved!
So you heard my announcement, did you? What do you think? Interested? Yes. Providing the question pertains to something I am knowledgeable about.
Really? Ooh, then Paimon will ask you about how to run a business! Then we'll never be short of Mora ever again.
Of course. But how much information I share with you will depend. The construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. The abandoned mine outside the Golden House has been selected as the building site. Once you have collected the materials, please take them there. I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you do arrive, please seek out my secretary. Remember, this is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself to you. Do not let somebody else snatch it from your grasp.
Ningguang seems super busy. Come on, we'd better get going. First, we gotta get out of Eugene Terrace. Huh? Look! It seems like there's something kind of fishy going on over there.
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. I can see that you're easily gonna win this procurement contest Lady Ningguang has set up. As it happens, we have some information about the materials that I really think might interest you. Come on, let's find somewhere a little more private, and we can get down to brass tacks.
No, I don't need it.
Ah, don't be like that. Hey, come on! Don't go! Why don't you stand there? After her!
Oh, right, yeah.
Did you hear that? They said they had some useful information! Information's just what we need right now. Let's follow them and see what we can find out.
This is a peaceful neighborhood.
They're not here. Let's keep looking.
Well, will you look at that, ma'am? Nowhere left to run. Don't worry, we're not bad guys. You give us some mora, we give you a little info. Everybody's a winner.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling you, there's something different about her.
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling debts if we just let money walk away from us, huh?
I've already told you, I don't need your information. If you still can't grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way that won't be so easy to forget.
Come on, ma'am. You seem like an intelligent lady. I shouldn't have to spell this out to you. It's not about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and handing it over and nobody getting hurt.
I won't...
No more excuses! I know you have money. I saw you. Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Leo Lee Pavilion, ordering a table full of food, and only taking a few bites. Then Shenhe kiosk, then Wanmin restaurant. Same story each time. You order all the signature dishes, take a few bites, then you're on your way again. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family? And since you're so rich, what's the loss to you in giving us a little spare change, huh?
Master warned me not to lay a hand on anyone in Liyue Harbor. But here we are. Perhaps... yes. Let's call it fate.
Boss, I'm telling you, something's not right.
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
Oh, you again.
The Millilith? What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this? You ought to mind your own business!
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians? You're coming with us.
No, don't be angry, sir. Please, let me explain.
Shenhe,
Shenhe?
my name.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is, well, Paimon. And this...
Oh, I've heard about you two before. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful of times is all it would have taken to get him to surrender.
You can't do that. That's way too violent. This is Lila Harbor. There are laws against that kind of stuff, you know.
Laws? No.
Really? So,
That would be my stomach growling.
she's so honest. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the restaurants ordering. Then of course you're still hungry. So,
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals. Medicinal herbs?
kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Boo Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a big medicinal meal. After all, you can't work on an empty stomach. Psst. Do you think Shenhe might be an adeptus?
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope you brought your prescription.
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything we have in stock.
Thank you.
She's really eating.
My hunger has now abated. Rather awful. Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance. After consuming a large quantity of them, bitterness is all that remains.
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious. But should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
Return to the mountains.
Enough about me. What are your plans from here?
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! We came out to take part in the Rebuild the Jade Chamber competition and...
I see. I heard...
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any question you want if you... Were you interested in the contest too, Shenhe?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining a contest. However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would...
Wow! But having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier, so...
Then let's not delay. I have a plan.
Great! Paimon bets this is gonna be the awesomest plan ever!
I am not sure whether we simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us.
Veto! That is not acceptable! Not by a long shot!
Really? But I hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upmanship.
Look, we want to win this competition fair and square, okay? Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Course...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there. So,
Beisht, what are you doing out here?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running...
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound dressing all of a sudden?
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber. Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi. Meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now.
No, we've got other stuff to do.
Ah, the variety of plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the Seven Mountain Treatises. As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been...
Okay then, let's go ask... Thanks, Baiju.
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you all.
So, are you buying or not?
Useless. Master Xingqiu,
Oh? Why do I detect...
the guild has had a whole string of strength. Your father gave me...
I see. Have someone...
Oh, how wonderful.
Hey, Xingqiu! Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some information.
Traveler, Paimon, Shu. I need to entertain some guests.
Understood, Master Xingqiu.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today. What's...
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sunset Vermilionite?
Oh, I see. So you've...
As well?
The truth is, the Feiyun Commerce... We are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked... At the end of the day, it...
500 million?!
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is...
But without any...
Don't panic. I don't suppose...
Who?
Oh, Sea Gazer was once very close to Mountain Shaper, but if I am not mistaken... Yes, precisely. According to records of drifting clouds, Sea Gazer once built an abode to store his after Sea Gazer passed, the abode was abandoned. Luckily, I came into possession of a stack of folk history books just recently.
That's great! Wouldn't it be a little...
You needn't worry. Open-minded. I have not heard of Sea Gazer being described in the... Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then, let's go. There's something about this young lady that Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs.
Okay, we will be. Thanks, Xing...
Feel free to take a look around.
Let's see. Xingqiu said it should be around here, but Paimon doesn't see anything.
This place was hidden using a special Adepti...
Wow, that's amazing! Yep, let's take another look around. Hey, look! Is that a new Sealy over there? The Sealy got to here and then disappeared.
Time to begin work?
Oh, so many clouds.
I believe this is the abode of that Adeptus. With any luck, the sunset vermilionite.
Really? Let Paimon... Look, and now that Paimon takes a closer look...
These are not real clouds. They are the product of an... If we want to go down, we must first destroy the mechanism that is maintaining the Adepti art.
All right, then let's do...
I sense the presence of monsters in this place. Manifest! Inazuma shines eternal!
For Rex Lapis!
Solidify! Gather! Quake! Order guide you.
Shine down! Torn to oblivion!
Rise! Stabilize! Stabilize!
It appears that we've been taken for intruders. This time, why not allow me to take care of this? Obey! Do your master's bidding! Unleash! Inazuma shines eternal! Illusion shaft!
I will have order! Stabilize!
This is long overdue. No touching.
The core of the mechanism is exposed. Now's our chance. It looks like we need to go further down. But before that, let's destroy the guard mechanisms on this level first. Manifest! Cryo Incarnate!
Jumpy Dumpty go! Blow them all up!
Blaze over!
Inazuma shines eternal! Unleash! Obey! Do your master's bidding!
I will have order.
Jumpy, jumpy, go! We're gonna fall. This time, we're really gonna fall. So high. Luckily, there was a pool of water at the bottom. Otherwise, that could have ended very differently. Hey! That Sealy's on the move again. Let's catch up with it. Huh. Something looks different about this stone wall. Let's take a closer look.
Solidified!
Illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion!
Access denied. All hail.
Manifest! Unleash! By ordinance divine!
Sparks and flash! Jumpy, jumpy, go!
Inazuma shines eternal! Shine down!
Stabilize! This is order!
No touching. We're way behind for Rex Lapis.
Obey! Unleash! Cryo incarnate! There is no escape!
Boing, boing, boom! Boom!
Access denied.
Manifest! Unleash! Now you shall perish! Ha!
I will have order! Quake!
Yeah, blazing delight! Yeah. Look over there! Could that be the sunset vermilionite? Is this it? Is this the... It's so huge! That's true, but...
Plaustrate doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most ordinary stones, but it weighs around the same amount. Only after being activated does Plaustrate reveal its true nature, breaking free from the shackles of the mortal realm
Wow, Shenhe. You...
only because my master is fond of chatting about these things. I don't care for her stories most of the time.
Hold on a sec. If we activate it here, there's no way we'll be able to get it back to the site, right? Heck, we'll be... But if we don't activate it, how else are...
Don't worry. I can handle the weight quite easily.
Are you sure?
Please don't worry. I'm well aware that a Plostrite my safety.
That's right! Paimon's sure you can handle it and everything. You gotta be extra careful when lifting
Is it now? I'll go on ahead with the Plostrite. Let's...
How is Shenhe able to carry that huge rock all by herself? Huh. Adepti super strength much? We can't slow...
Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself? She's gotta be one of those Adepti, surely.
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing so that in the coming year I may reap a more bountiful salary.
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply immaculate. I'm going to award you full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item.
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here any minute now.
Shenhe! And Ningguang's little helper!
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not helper, it's secretary.
Okay then, Miss Secretary, what do you...
In truth, it is the finest piece of... If everything goes according to plan, we will use this piece in the foundation of the Jade Chamber, which will enable us to proceed to the next stage of construction. As a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings in the nearby area to serve as accommodation. Now, please excuse me. As you can see, there is still a...
Shenhe! Shenhe! Just now on the...
Oh,
What kind of reaction is that? Whenever Paimon gets
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an Adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect, as if I'm set apart from the common folk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how Adepti are. At least the ones we've met are
But I am not...
Shenhe?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we set foot in that abode.
Well, Byron said that there are some makeshift hotels we can use, right?
No need. I simply need to find myself a secluded place in the wilderness to sit and meditate in silence.
You can't do that. It's dangerous out in the wild when you're hungry, you go eat something tasty.
Okay. If you insist.
Great! Now we're talking. La la la.
Hi there! Checking in. Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people, and so business is booming for me today. Very few...
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. Here are your keys. All right.
Shenhe, you should go get some rest. Paimon's gonna go. Let's buy one for Shenhe too.
All right. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. See you...
Hey, isn't that Cloud Retainer? Let's go and see.
One trusts you have met Shenhe.
So far, so good. Yeah.
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are...
Cool. So, calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking,
Her Adeptus name. Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
don't all Adepti...
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Oh, right. What? You knew already? So is...
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from ordinary human beings?
Well, to start with, her problem-solving methods are extremely direct.
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god. Inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
That sounds so...
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and that she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born. One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no...
In other words, if you hadn't passed by...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding, even had the stalemate continued.
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little...
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. Indeed, it is one to whom she refers. Shenhe has an extraordinary constitution, making her well adapted to practicing the Adepti arts. All the However, her homicidal urges did not subside. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. The red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. They... It is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shenhe's path has crossed...
Oh, now Paimon gets it.
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion? Incorrect. Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract between Liyue and the humans. Well, one is most curious. If she handles it admirably, one is willing to be a witness. Let us conclude our conversation here for today. One has occupied enough of your time, and night...
So, Shenhe isn't an Adeptus after all. She just grew up around the Adepti. Hey! So, Shenhe...
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take.
Oh?
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I was worried that something may have happened to you. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master... After all, Master is... very talkative.
Sorry, Shenhe.
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, though you mistook me for an Adeptus, you never treated me as. For this, I am very.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're.
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, But before we. After all, Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drums. It's on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhe. Try it! They're so good.
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky! But it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished.
Hey, Bywin! And hey, Beto! And hey! Person Paimon doesn't know?
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases before we find some suitable plastrite. Once the plastrite is ready, the remainder of the construction work is then
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to submit.
One moment. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece.
Beto? You're joining the Jade...
Sure am. I happen to get my hands on a chunk of sunset.
Huh. So even though it's rare...
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera scene.
Greetings.
These two are Paimon and the Traveler, but...
Shenhe.
Good to meet you. A friend of a friend is my friend too. Or, as I like to say, Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest.
Wow. So it looks like the 3 of us.
Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe, but...
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang.
In that case, Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure...
Sounds great, but...
I think the plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remain... How'd I do?
Precisely.
Huh.
Okay then. All right, I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder core. From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is...
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang.
Wonderful. I'm gonna take off. See you later.
Okay, let's go! By the way, what question are you gonna...
I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent judgment, so
Ooh, what's the opera?
The opera is a labor of love by my father. It's called The Divine...
Next on the agenda... We're way behind schedule.
Excuse me,
Of course I have.
my name is Yunjin.
Yunjin? Stage use. So, the types of orni...
No? We...
If I remember, it could take some work, but if you stick with it, of course, it's...
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, I hear the view there. Perhaps it can give... I came to Mount Tianheng once with my father as a child. I remember it being such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the top. This is quite a trip down memory lane for me. No wonder the legend of
The what's the story about?
It's the story of a girl becoming a hero.
Cool.
The legend first arose in this area. In that village, there was a loving couple who were the wife was out collecting herbs and was captured by the monster. The vile and vicious monster told the villagers,
What a nasty piece of work!
but the monster was so terrible and so strong that all with just while they were discussing whose child would be given over to the monster.
No!
Unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's blade. She approached the monster's lair, feigning fear and trepidation. When she finally arrived, she courageously drew her sword and entered into a fierce struggle. Her extraordinary abilities drew the attention of the Adepti, and so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief moment.
I really like this story, but I personally think that perhaps the little girl was... I'm not sure she deserves all the praise she is given.
I've never considered that before. Opera is always an interpretation of the event. When my father wrote the script for this play, I suppose his intent...
I think it's a great story.
Well, it sure inspired Paimon!
Stabilize!
There should be enough Star Splinter iron. Now we just need to find that Subrosium.
I think I saw a village on our way here. Master Zhang said we should ask the locals for help. Why don't we try there?
Best picked up.
Hey, there really is someone here. Yunjin, looks like you were right. Huh.
Hello, sir. We were just past...
Is he trying to tell us to look for clues in the village? Shenhe, Yunjin.
Sorry, you can go ahead without me. I'd like to have a word with this gentleman. If that's okay with you, Uncle Mingjin.
It's...
Shenhe.
Shenhe. I'm sorry, I don't know how to find Subrosium. But this place is deserted now. No one ever comes.
Huh? You know this?
Thank you, kind sir. We'll go. Don't worry. Mingjin has no ill intention towards Miss Shenhe.
Okay, then let's...
The remains of a god. Does this mean that the true story of the divine damsel of the time frame certainly matches? What's this? So, now that I think about it, she does behave. So that's why I've been getting this strangest feeling. According to this text, the divine damsel, and she didn't volunteer. She was sacrificed to. Oh, the truth is even more lamentable than the opera. Now I understand why Shenhe said the girl was not as brave as people think. Oh.
We've looked everywhere, but still no mention of Subrosium. Let's have a look over there. This is it! So basically, we need to go to the mid. Let's go back and tell Shen.
One year when I was back visiting, I heard a story about a white-haired adeptus from a merchant passing by. I was a very close friend of your father's. I could have stopped him from performing this. I bring flowers back here every year. And he...
Apologize for what? If you'd stopped him, he'd only have found another way. There is nothing he wouldn't have done for his true love.
Do you still hate him?
I don't know what I feel. I'm told my fate is to bear the curse of calamity, so my master bound my soul with red ropes to curb my aggression. But it also dampened my emotions, making me dispassionate, like the adept. So if you ask me how I feel about the past,
It must have been so tough for you all these years.
Shenhe, we're back!
Oh, then I will leave you all in peace. I'll tell you more about the old times next time we meet.
Thanks, mister. We found some info in the end. Shenhe, look. This tells us how...
Let's go.
Miss Shenhe, there's something just now, in the village, we found your
Why?
I know I say that opera always
It's okay.
But,
My master once said that the day I learn how to use my strength for the good of others is the day that So, I hope that one day I might, but I've never thought this way before, and I wonder whether...
Don't worry. In fact, I think maybe you've already started to become the person you...
Shenhe! Yunjin! Cut the chit-chat! We can't let someone else be... That's everything we need! Let's head back and report in! Paimon's curious.
This is some top-quality ore you've guessed. Now it's my time.
Hey everyone, how's the A-team doing? I ran into a bit of a brick wall on my end.
Leave the Wonder Course to... Don't worry.
Much obliged, Master.
I'll sort that out.
Oh?
Yes. I have been tricked. When we first met, in fact, I came. Master also said she hoped that I can take this opportunity. Maybe it won't work for me to.
Without knowing the ins, but now that our paths.
Thank you. So, Master's.
Fine by me. I'm actually.
Whew. The sigils are ready. Though they are in some respects.
I've finished forging the things you asked for, too.
Great! Let's go submit them before someone else... Ningguang's little secretary! We found all the materials!
Oh, all three of you found the Wonder Cores. I hereby announce that the winner.
What? It's over already?
I can't believe it.
So close, but so far.
I'd like to invite our three winners to please proceed to the Jade Chamber.
Huh? Where's Beidou?
Captain Beidou has some business to attend to.
Alright then. Guess we'll head on up. This has been a
Combine the Adepti sigils with the Wonder Cores, and the construction of the new Jade Chamber is now officially complete. Once the tethers are released, it will soar into the sky. Thank you all for your work.
Yeah!
Miss Yun, I've already heard something about the reason.
That's right. Lady Ningguang, I would like to hear your opinion.
The unveiling of Miss Yun's grand new opera surely requires a venue of equal grandeur. So what would you say if I proposed? The Jade Chamber offers a splendid panoramic view of the mountains and the bustling city.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Oh, a traveler, Shenhe?
You're next. What is your I should clarify. I do not know your sister's whereabouts.
Wow. You're a mind reader, Ningguang. Oh.
Managing a successful business is not as simple as you might. If you want to know how to...
Wow.
Your question was written all over your face. Now, so I promise you that should you one day require financial assistance...
Oh, great! So next time we run up, no more questions from us. Shenhe,
Me?
Yes, this is a group that...
Thank you. But I don't...
Are you sure? This is a once in...
Yeah, just don't waste it.
Lady Ningguang, do you think...
Now that is an interesting question. Liyue Harbor is very inclusive. As long as you respect the rules. So, the key is whether or not you yourself can develop a sense of belonging.
Oh.
Yes. To become fond of a place, to feel part of it. It always requires perhaps someone you've met, or something you've experienced here. Or perhaps you enjoy the atmosphere of Liyue. In short, everyone...
I see.
Hey, what's going on? I just went to see the fleet a little later than expected.
Come on, Beidou! It's your turn!
Me? Nah, I ain't got any questions. She forced me to help out. Ningguang, don't forget it's not gonna be easy to deal with. I don't think my fleet can take it on their own.
Don't worry. I have made preparations. The wound dressings are ready.
Glad to hear it. Watch your back. Stay alert.
Beidou? Ningguang?
You'll see when the Jade Chamber ascends. However, it's not the most pleasant topic of conversation. When I first set foot in the Jade Chamber, I stood at the edge of the platform and looked. At that time, I dreamed that one day the Jade... My wish has not changed to this very day. However, it is not only out of consideration for myself that I hope the Jade Chamber will always float in the skies above Liyue Harbor, bearing witness to the prosperity and peace of the human world. And I hope that you can all witness... Let the Ascension ceremony commence! Right on cue. The Avenger of the Vortex, Beisht.
Who is that?
Osial's wife. Final follower of the Overlord of the Vortex.
Sounds like you knew this was coming!
Beidou sensed something was stirring in the deep. She warned me months ago. Knowing she harbors hatred toward the Jade Chamber, I chose to rebuild it now as a way of drawing her out.
Got it. Well, let's go fetch the Adepti.
No.
Huh?
In this human age, the people of Liyue must find a way to overcome this crisis on our strength alone!
What's that? Wait! A giant wave!
You are a cursed child. Your life brings nothing but disaster to us all. At least if you die, I can bring her back.
The day you learn how to use your strength for the good of others is the day that you can truly become part of human society.
What are you doing here?
We can't let you be the only one taking this risk!
I hardly see this as a great risk. The people of Liyue Harbor are well prepared, and she is already badly injured. Only sheer willpower is keeping her alive. I may be nearing the end of my stamina, but in a fight to the death, I think I have the upper hand.
We'll help too!
Gather!
Boing, boing, boom! Da, da, da.
This is order. Gather!
Ha! Now you shall perish! Ha!
All hail! Huh. Next on the agenda...
By ordinance divine!
Solidify!
Manifest! Shia! Shia! Take your true form! Huh. Huh. There is no escape! Huh.
Pew! Yeah! Da, da, da.
Illusion shattered!
No touching! Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Order guide you. Solidify!
Inazuma shines eternal!
Boing, boing, boom! Jumpy, dumpty, go!
Born of ice and frost, blaze over!
Gather! Solidify! Gather!
Ha! There is no escape!
deny.
Fine, fine, go! Pew! She's getting away! Shouldn't we go after her?
I'm just a little exhausted. I wanted to deal with it myself. Don't worry. She's not coming back anytime soon. After an injury like that.
How did things go underwater?
It's been dealt with.
Good.
Lady Ningguang, the fleet reports that the sea monster has left Guyan Stone Forest and the surrounding waters have returned to normal.
Thank you.
Thanks to the medical supplies you prepared, and Lady, of course we owe huge thanks to on behalf of the entire Millelith. Thank you for your service.
Great. Then I wasn't trying to be a hero, though.
Let the soldiers recuperate. But don't...
Yes, ma'am.
You've been monitoring us for some time now. I trust you've reached a conclusion.
You wish to hear one's opinion. Well, things would have hardly gone so smoothly had it...
That I do not deny. However, if it came to it, I could always destroy another Jade Chamber.
One has observed your adaptation of the Guizhong Ballista. You have learned from past failures and prepared for this crisis in advance. Hence, on balance, one finds your
While the position of Tianquan remains mine, I will...
Shenhe. One saw you secretly venture out from the... Hopefully this trip to Liyue Harbor has been a
Yes. I feel happier than I expected.
Good. In fact, one has many fond memories...
There'll be no need for that.
Oh. Fine. Since you care not to listen, one shan't be telling you.
Please, have a good rest. We must celebrate both the completion of the Jade...
Stabilize!
Wow! It's Paimon's first time attending...
All of you here are my distinct... Those who don't drink alcohol, please.
Have you heard? Miss Yun's going to be performing.
Sure have. Honestly, it's the main... I hear she's going to perform the Divine Damsel of Devastation today.
Hey! Look! Miss Yun...
神女披冠到这里本该接近尾声，但今日我再添一笔，唱与诸位听。彼时鹤归，茫茫天地无依靠，孤身离去。今日再会，新朋旧友坐满堂，共聚此时。
What did you think? Personally, I thought I sang rather well.
It was beautiful.
It was wonderful. Also, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks to you, the divine Damsel of Devastation, the play has an ending. But life, go.
Thank you.
Ms. Yun. Here you are, huh? Hey, this young lady with the white hair looks like some kind of VIP. Wait, you're the girl from the opera, aren't you? The divine damsel herself. And look who else we have here, the illustrious traveler. Well, I'll be. Let me pull up a chair, all right?
Alternatively, you could leave us alone. That is, if you'd prefer to finish your drink.
Uh-oh. This feels all too familiar.
Hey, what are you doing?
Calm down, Shenhe. Calm down.